Alright, hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a upside down pineapple cake. For those of you who have not seen it or heard of it before, I'll put a picture of the final product here. Basically, it is a really good option for people who want you to bring something a little bit different for a cake, or if you want to make something a little bit different for someone. I always serve it with either ice cream or custard, and so what I'm going to make with you today is the cake. And first of all, go through all the ingredients that you're going to need to make this awesome creation. All right, so first you're going to need 1.5 cups of flour. So I'm going to measure out 1.5 cups of flour. And you're going to need a cup of sugar. So I've got my regular sugar here. You're going to need baking powder. So I've got my baking powder. And you're going to need salt, and I can't yet find the salt in this house. I'm staying with my brother in Canada, and I don't know where it is, but I will find it. And then I'm going to need 8 tablespoons of butter, which is basically 1 stick. So I can't find a stick, so I'm just going to measure out 8 tablespoons of butter. And then you're going to need 2 eggs. So I've got my eggs here, and that's for the cake portion. Okay, so once you have the cake stuff ready to go, you're also going to need some cooking spray for the pan when you're cooking, and then some butter, 4 tablespoons of butter for it's kind of like the topping that you put on the cake, but it's not quite topping. I'll explain that as we do the video, but just gather your ingredients and it will all make sense soon. But you're going to need for the bottom / the top, 4 tablespoons of butter. You're going to need a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. You're going to need a can of the pineapple ring slices. So you need these ring slices, not the pineapple chunks. And then if you want, you can also get about 8 to 10 maraschino cherries. I'm not a huge fan of those, so I didn't get those. But if you like those, I will show you when and how to put those in. So we're going to get started, and I will show you how everything is mixed together and show you the final product in just a few minutes. So this is the 1/2 cup of brown sugar mixed together with 4 tablespoons of butter. So I just melted them for 30 seconds together, mixed it up, and then poured it into the pan. And so now the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to take your pineapple rings and you're going to place them in your either, in my case, circular or square pan. It really doesn't matter, you can use either, and this is just the kind of pan that I found. And so I'm just going to grab all the pineapple rings and just place them into the pan. So it's basically, right now we're creating the upside down part of the upside down pineapple cake. So this is the base of the pan, when we'll pour the batter over top of this once we create the batter. And this just will eventually become the top of your cake. That's why it's an upside down pineapple cake, because you bake it upside down. And so I'm just placing all of these and squooshing them in like so. And then I have just enough for one in the middle. So I'll put that in. Alright, so we've got our middle one, and I'll just squish that in there. Alright, so this is the base. And so like I said, if you also like cherries, you can also put cherries in here. So you can put them in the little holes in the middle here or along these little parts here and stick cherries in. I'm fine with just pineapple because I am a pineapple lover and don't need cherries to make this awesome. So if you like cherries, insert now. If you don't like cherries, then you don't need them. So here is my, I guess this is technically the top coat, even though it's at the bottom. So the top coat's all done. So again, it was the half cup of brown sugar and 4 tablespoons of butter melted together to make the sticky base. Put all the pineapple rings in it, and then once you're done with that, keep this pineapple juice in your can that's left over because you do actually need it for the batter. Alright, so now I'll go on to making the batter and show you the next step. Okay, so in a bowl you're going to put in 2 eggs, your 8 tablespoons of butter, then I'm just going to add 1 cup of sugar to this. Okay, so now I'm going to add to this ridiculous amount of flour, 1/2 cup of pineapple juice, and that will just help sweeten the batter even more. So I'm just going to be right back, and I'm just going to try and figure out how much flour I accidentally poured into this. Hopefully it's around 1.5 cups. Then I'll add my 1/2 cup of pineapple juice mixed together, and then I'll show you as I'm pouring it into my cake pan. Alright, so I've got part of my flour in there, and I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So there's my 1 teaspoon. This is also where I'd put in the 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but I accidentally used salted butter instead of unsalted butter, so I'm just going to leave the salt out. I think this recipe has enough butter. So I'm just going to mix all that in. So I'm going to mix in the dry ingredients, and I'll be back once I pour the batter in. Okay, so this is the final product. So I just shook it up a little bit so that it just fully sits properly. This is the cake ready to go into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. And then once it is out of the oven, I am just going to let it cool for about 10 minutes and then flip it over. So it is time for the big reveal. I've taken it out of the oven and I let it cool on these cooling mats for 10 minutes, and now I am going to, I've put it on top of this cake stand, and I'm just kind of giving it a bit of a wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Oh, that's not fun for you to watch. Okay, I will stop wiggling. So, you're going to get the reveal the same time as me, and I'm hoping that it will all come out perfect. Ta-da! Oh, that is perfect. Alright, so this is the upside down pineapple cake. So obviously if you'd put the cherries in, you'd see the cherries in the little holes, and there'd be even more festive colors. But this is the cake, and obviously you can see the steam potentially coming off of it. So this will be perfect for when I take it to my event. And it is beautiful, and I cannot wait for people to try this. So, like I said, if you want to make this dish, it is super easy. It takes about maybe 5 to 10 minutes of prep work, not even once you get it going. It is very tasty. Like I said, I serve it with custard or ice cream, typically, depending on what kind of weather there is. And so, I hope you enjoy, and I hope this ends up being a very new tasty dish for you. Alright, so this is the upside down pineapple cake, and it is perfect. I'm very excited with how this turned out, and definitely can't wait to share this with everyone. So thank you so much for watching, and if you like this episode or video, I don't know what to call this, feel free to subscribe and or whoopsies, hit the like button. Almost dropped it, that would be bad. Feel free to subscribe or hit the like button to see more stuff like this. So thanks again, and I will see you all next time. Bye!